Okay, let's start with Advent of Code 2022, the second day. Rock, paper, scissors. The elves begin to set up camp on the beach to decide whose tent gets to be closest to the snack storage. A giant rock, paper, scissors tournament is already in progress. Rock, paper, scissors is a game between two players. Each game contains many rounds. In each round, the players each simultaneously choose one of rock, paper, or scissors using a hand shape. Then a winner for that round is selected. Rock defeats scissors, scissors beats paper, and paper beats rock. If both players choose the same shape, the round instead ends in a draw. Appreciative of your help yesterday, one elf gives you an encrypted strategy guide. Your input that they say will be sure to help you win. The first column is what your opponent is going to play. A is rock, B is paper, C is scissors. The second column, oh, and then suddenly the elf is called away to help with someone's tent. The second column you reason must be what you should play in response for rock, paper. Oh, what is this? Don't show me. Is what I should play in response. X for rock, Y for paper, and Z for scissors. Winning every time would be suspicious, so the responses must have been carefully chosen. The winner of the whole tournament is the player with the highest score. Your total score is the sum of your scores for each round. The score for a single round is the score for the shape you selected. One for rock, two for scissors, three for one for rock, two for paper, three for scissors, plus the score of the outcome of the round. Zero if you lost, one zero if you lost, three if you drew, and six if you won. Since you can't be sure if the elf is trying to help you or trick you, you should calculate the score you would get if you were to follow the strategy guide. For example, suppose you were given the following. The first round, your opponent will pick rock, and you should pick paper. And you'll get 8, because 2 because I chose paper, 6 because I won. And the second one, the opponent will choose paper, and I'll choose rock, losing, which means I'll only have a score of 1, which is the score of the rock, and 0 for losing. The third round is a draw, and since we pick scissors, scissors has a value of 3, and tying has a value of 3, so we get 6. In this example, if you were to follow the guide, you would get a score of 15. Okay, so now let's set up the input. Can I just... So let's go with CPP. Let's save this as AOC 2022 day 2. I will just copy and paste this here, and we can just change this. So currently our input is going to be this. Also, let's change this. Let's leave that as is and see if it works. And then over here, we can delete all of this. Do we really want? So we don't want this anymore. And this doesn't matter as well. We'll actually just go with the format I like, which is that. And then we don't need calories anymore. We have file, we have string, we don't need sum. So now let's just try to print out everything here. So we'll go with, let's, I think I have debug working. Just print out the string. Let's see how this works. A, Y, B, X, C, Z. Exactly what we want. Okay, and now the rule is we want to calculate the total score. So we need an integer called score, which is initially set to 0. And now what we can do is we just have to so we can just make a 2D vector of characters to calculate the final. Okay, first let's calculate the points you get for the shape you use. So then no vector, this will be a map actually. So it'll be a I think yeah, vector would work here. Just do some vector int shape chosen, and this will oh, so what do we have here? We say X is rock, Y is paper, Z is scissors. So it's just gonna be you can actually do the shape chosen as simply, let's say we picked Y, and it'll be this character minus, no, Y would want to have a score of 2. So minus W. So that's the score for shape will be shape chosen, which is the character, minus the W character, and that integer would be the score we get for the shape, and then the win or loss so how do they do that? Rock and paper. So 2 beats 1, 3 beats 2, and then 1 beats 3. Okay. So what we can do then, so we can first say char, what we'll have the opponents, the player I'm against. Okay, so the opponent opponent is gonna be, actually I can do, opponent is gonna be just a string 0, and then I'm gonna be string 2 because there's a space in between, right? One, no need for 2 p's there. Make both, and now what we can see is if now we want to convert them into integers. Actually, I think dealing with integers is easier here. So this is an integer, and let's treat this as this minus W, and then this minus W, and now we can say, so now it's either 1, 2, or 3, and we care. So oh no, actually the opponent is A, B, and C. So what I do not know what comes before A, so it'll be minus A plus 1, because A would have a score of 1, not 0. And now what we can do is so if we are equal, which means we tied, we can just score plus me is score plus equal 3, else is okay, I just do it with a and. This is if I win. So if I win, so if me is bigger than OP. And I am not. Okay, first, just write it down first, easier to convey. I win if I get. So the opponent gets that. So that's one such. So this is the opponent, me, opponent, me, opponent, me. Right, and then oh, I actually don't win in this situation because here the opponent wins. Give me 3 situations that I win, and then if it's 3-1, right? Because rock, paper, I win. Paper, scissor, I win. Scissor, rock, I win. Okay, so I can just check these 3 situations. So if I'm 1 and opponent is 2, or I can't say the absolute value is. The absolute value is 1. No, that could mean that. So if the difference of me and op is 1. Okay. So if me minus OP is 1, that only when it's 2, 1 or 3, 2, 1, 2 or 2, 3 here, or I am 1 and OP is 3. This is when score plus equivalent to 6. And that's the only thing that matters. And then at the very end, after the while loop, we can just see out our score. Let's see if this is right. Oh, a simple mistake here. 15, and is that correct? It is indeed correct. So let's get the puzzle input. Change the input. Oops. One 15337. Okay. That I did not copy that. Okay, that's the right answer. Part 2. The elf finishes helping with the tent and sneaks back over to you. Anyway, the second column is how the round needs to end. X means you need to lose, Y means you need to draw, and Z means you need to win. Good luck. The total score is still calculated the same way, but now you need to figure out what shape to choose so the round ends as indicated. Okay. So now X doesn't correspond to a shape, it just says a win, tie, or loss. So loss, tie, or win. So the above score will now be 12. So let's see if we get that. So now the score is going to be a bit different. So we get the score, and now what we say is if it's X, if it's Y, if it's Z. Pretty easy way to do it though. So, if I want to lose, I do this. Else if I want to tie, otherwise we do this. I think tying is the easiest. So then score would simply be 3 for tying, as well as the same character as the opponent chose, right? So that's tying. Now, if I want to lose, this is when and I will win, right? Where this is opponent, this is me, then 3-1. So I win. Oh, if this was 0 base instead of 1 base, the modding would be easier here. So if I want to win, so I just have the score of 6 for winning, plus what the opponent would have plus 1, right? That is the general case, right? Because 1, 2, 2, 3, but if it's 3, I want it to be a 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. How to map 4 to 1? That's mod 3, but then 3 gets mapped to 0. And so that is shape score is equal to all plus 1 if the shape score is, if that is 4, then we can simply say nope, shape score equals 1, and then 6 plus the shape score. And now when we lose, the only thing we care about is the shape score. So it's going to be the opposite, be 1 minus 1. So we can just copy this, paste this, OP minus 1. So if the shape score is 0, shape score is 3. And then we only care about the shape score here, not the plus 6. And that should be it. The answer we're expecting is 12. Good. This hasn't changed. Now let's see this. 11696. And yeah, that's Advent of Code 2022, day 2. It was just a problem of rock, paper, scissors, and just being able to quickly calculate who wins and loses. Yeah, and that was a nice way to start off this year.